So let's imagine you're editing a video, you put a lot of effort and all your creativity in it, and after spending a lot of time, you're finally done with your edit and it's time to export it. You start the exporting process and you see all these settings in front of you. And if you don't have a lot of experience with Premiere Pro, you get lost, you obviously pick the worst of them, you export the video, and now the video looks like this. Hey guys, Alice Missile here. This stops today because in this video I'm gonna walk you through the most important aspects of exporting video from Premiere Pro to get the best quality possible and to avoid any mistakes that can mess up all the wonderful editing work you did. Let's go. So guys, a good export starts with good sequence settings. Yes, exactly the settings you picked when you just started your edit. To make sure everything is looking good there, we just go to the project panel and right click on our sequence and select sequence settings. Here we can quickly check if everything is looking good, and once we're happy we click OK. At this point we can actually go ahead and start exporting our video. For that we're gonna go to File, Export, and select Media, or use the shortcut Ctrl-M on a PC or Command-M on a Mac. So guys, and this is the exporting menu in Premiere Pro. We have a lot of things here. First of all, we have a source here and the name of our sequence. That means that we're exporting this sequence. Next up, we have destinations. And the first one, which is currently selected, is media file. That's what we are gonna be using today. When this one is selected, what Premiere will do is it will export an actual file, which we can use later on as we wish. Underneath it, we have the publish and cloud. Those we can select if we want to upload directly to these platforms or to the cloud. We're not gonna be doing this in this video, and I personally do not recommend to export the video directly somewhere else because it's just better to export the file and then to actually play this file and make sure everything is looking good and then upload to any platform that you wish. Next up, we have the settings. Here we can choose the file name, location, preset, and format. Pro tip, you don't need to change the file name right here. You can just go straight to location, just like this. Select the location where you want your file to export, and the name you can actually pick here. So I'm gonna go ahead and save it. Next up, we have the preset. Please make sure you have match source adaptive high bitrate selected, because when this preset is selected, what Premiere Pro will do is it will actually take the settings of your sequence and apply them to your export. Next up, we have the format, and here make sure to select H.264 because this is one of the most efficient and commonly used codecs. Now, before we go ahead and start tweaking the settings here, let's take a look at our preview section. Here we can quickly preview the video that we want to export. We can also play it. Now, on the left side, we have the range, and this is a very important parameter. Right now, I have the entire source selected because my sequence only contains the final video, so I'm okay with Premiere exporting the whole thing. But if you still have some working files on the side and you selected in and out point of the video that you want to export, then of course here select in and out. But I'm gonna stick with entire source. Now here on the right side, make sure scale to fit is selected. And here underneath, we have a good overview of the settings that are gonna be used to export our video. So next up, we're gonna go ahead and start tweaking our video settings. Here, I'm already happy with everything. Those things, they come from the preset we selected. And the first very important thing we need to adjust in our video settings is we have to make sure we have the render at maximum depth and use maximum render quality selected. Next up, we're gonna go down and we skip everything here because by default it is good as it is. And we come all the way here to the bitrate settings. Those bitrate settings actually determine how much information Premiere Pro will pack into the final file. Now here under bitrate encoding, I usually go with variable bitrate 1 pass, and here under target bitrate for full HD videos, I usually go for something like 15 or maximum 20, and if I export a 4K video, then I'm gonna go a bit higher to 40 or 60. You see 60 was not even possible for the Full HD video because this is obviously an overkill. So the maximum we can go here is 50, but honestly for a Full HD video, I think a number between 10 and 20 is good enough. I'm gonna pick 20. One thing to keep in mind here is that if we pack more information here by selecting the higher number, we also increase the file size. So if I drag the slider back and forth, you will see here the estimated file size is gonna be changing. And here it's important to find balance, because if the file size is too big and you are not actually gaining that much of quality, it doesn't make sense. So in this case, as I already mentioned, I would go with 20. And pro tip, if you don't understand one of the settings here, you can hover over them and Premiere will give you a quick instruction. Unfortunately, it doesn't work for all of them, but for most of them it does. So advanced settings and VR video we leave as it is. And now I'm gonna go up and close it. Next up, we're gonna tweak the audio settings. For that, let's go ahead and open this tab right here. And if you're a beginner in this whole video production and editing industry, the audio settings and everything might be a bit scary because you came here to edit a video and now you also have to take care of the good audio and everything. But luckily for you, here in export settings, we don't actually need to change anything. So we can just leave it as it is. Next up, we have the multiplexer, and here let's just make sure we have the MP4, because just like H.264 is one of the best and most used codecs, MP4 is one of the best and most used files, which you can upload literally everywhere. So let's now go down to captions. And here in my case, I didn't have any captions, but if you had a talking head video or anything which had subtitles and you made captions from them, make sure this one here is selected. And next up, we have the effects. This menu right here doesn't have anything to do with the effects you applied to your clips when you were editing them. Here we have a lot of very specific tools. Some of those can help you with your HDR video. Also, the image overlay is very useful because here you can select a logo and it will be put on the screen throughout your whole video. But unless it is a specific instance where I need any of those tools, I leave all those things unchecked. Next up, we have the metadata. In most cases, I prefer to have this one unchecked to keep the final file as clean as possible from any unnecessary information. But if you do want to keep the information, I would at least uncheck include markers, because if you still have any markers in your sequence with some internal comments and then this video is exported and brought back to the Premiere, you will once again see those internal comments, which is not really nice. For my project, I will keep the metadata unchecked. And finally here, in general, we have three interesting options. First one is import into project, and what it will do is after you exported the video, it will import this file back in your project. This can be useful if you're doing some pre-rendering. I don't need it, so I will leave this one unchecked. We also have use previews and use proxies. I prefer to have those always unchecked because I always want to export the full quality video and never a preview or a proxy. Now at this point, we're actually done with our settings. You see that at the top here near the preset, we now have the custom. And if you remember, we selected a preset there and it no longer shows there. The reason for that is that we use the preset as a base and then we actually tweak some settings. So now it says custom. So now before we hit export, you see on the left side, we have send to media encoder. And what it will do is it will actually send the file to be exported to media encoder, which is an additional app from Adobe. And long story short, it is useful when you have a batch export with a lot of videos. And it's also cool because if you export it from Premiere Pro directly, then you are not able to do the editing in the meantime. But if you export from the media encoder, then you will be free to use the Premiere Pro in the meantime. So let's hit export and export our video. And here's once again a quick recap of everything you need to do to export a video from Premiere Pro and have the best settings possible. Go to File and select Export Media. Here we pick the location and the name, click Save. Under Preset we choose Mesh Source Adaptive High Bitrate, Format H.264. Then we select the range that we want. I will select Entire Source. Then we go to Video, make sure to select Render at Maximum Depth and use maximum render quality. Then we go down, and here under target bitrate for Full HD, we pick a number between 10 and 20, or for 4K, a number between 40 and 60. Here I'm gonna select 20. Now audio we leave as it is, multiplexer we leave as it is, captions we don't have, effects should be unchecked in our case, metadata I will also uncheck because I don't want to have any unnecessary information in my project, and at this point we're done, we can click export. And this is it, guys. Thanks a lot for watching this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. Like the video if it was helpful, subscribe for more, and until the next time, have a good one.